Sweet. Well, I think we should just start by you introducing yourself and who you're here to talk about.
I'm Ed MacArthur, and my show's Stack, which is on at the Bedlam at 8 o'clock.
Nice.
And it's about a celebrity explorer who goes mad in the jungle.
Just before I get you to explain it a little more, I'm going to give you a piece of paper.
Okay.
On the piece of paper is a word. I'm going to have one as well.
Okay.
I want you to try and get your word in.
Get my word in.
Yeah, in your answers.
Okay.
I'm going to try use mine. If you think I've said my word.
So I don't know what your word is.
And I don't know what yours is.
Okay.
Or do I? No, I don't. I
Okay,
don't know.
you don't.
I haven't cheated.
Otherwise
Okay.
that's rigged.
Have a look at your word. I've only
Okay.
won this once.
Oh.
What?
Can we do that
Right.
thing where, so can I maybe, no, well, okay, I've got an idea, but I was thinking maybe I could kind of bluff a few. And then what happens if you think, if I've said, so if I say like, I don't know, warthog or something stupid like that, and then you go,
Is that your word?
that is my word, yeah, so does that mean, that's a shame, because I thought I was quite clever. Never mind. What if I try
What if you'd have been like,
if I'd gone,
umbrella, grass, veranda,
cheese grater,
dog.
or whatever, yeah, exactly, and you'd gone, maybe next year. That's a shame.
Right, good that we've got them out of the way straight
That's out of the
away.
way, that's done, I'll keep
Nice. Right, tell us about your show.
Okay, so it's a very silly musical comedy about a guy called Stackard Banks, who is kind of like a modern explorer, like a kind of Bear Grylls type.
Yeah.
But he's pretty talentless and just has a huge ego. And I guess it's a kind of it's just a playful poke at the idea that there's no maps left to draw and there's no mountains left to climb really, and so all the records that people break now are quite arbitrary, and so lots of these celebrity explorers are now just. Bear Grylls has just joined Cirque du Soleil. Are you aware of this? So it's kind of like, Shackleton 100 years ago wouldn't have been doing that.
Oh my god.
So it's kind of escapism now, just entertainment. I think he's doing, in Cirque du Soleil, I think he's doing like, just reenacting the great explorer adventures just
Cool.
through theatre. So it's kind of outmanoeuvred me. I don't really know where I go from here now. That's the concern. But it's quite telling, I think.
But I watched the show last night and I absolutely loved it.
Oh, good.
But what
Good.
really shocks me, like, how do you even go about creating that? Because there's loads to it. Loads to it.
I think because it's been so we did it on the Free Fringe about 2 years ago with Berk's Nest with two brilliant people called Phoebe and Katie, and they kind of asked if I'd like to do something, and then it kind of snowballed, and it was just a mash of, we'd written sketches and we'd done comedy songs, and then I'd written some plays with Dugout, who produced it this time, and so it was kind of a messy amalgamation, and because it's like because the conceit is a madman putting on a play, it therefore doesn't have to be as structurally perfect as like a Shakespeare play, so you can just fill it with nonsense. So it's kind of a bag of different tricks.
I mean, there's so much to it. It's not just songs and acting. There's like multimedia presentations.
That's great. That's Stan. That was Stan Owen Fraser, and that was very. It's because George, who directed it, George Chilcott, was saying we should go for, because over an hour it's quite hard to sustain people's attention. Let's just put some stuff on behind, and then we got this guy Stan on board, and very quickly. I mean, it's like, I don't understand how they do it, because if a composer writes a song, you kind of have an idea they've sat at the piano, or something, or the lighting guy, you kind of know what. But with animation, it's like, what, if I say, okay, I want a sun to come up and then like a little gazelle to leap about and maybe some fish with my head on, okay, and then 20 minutes later it's just there, and I'm like, well, so what, where do you even begin? I don't understand. It's kind of like a druid.
What a list of things that you'd like.
You can ask for anything. I want a load of just exploding mini heads, my head just going like that, and he goes, yeah, fine. And so that's been really really great, actually, to sort of have that.
What have you found of the reception so far?
I feel like as we're going, more and more of the sort of people who would get it, or who'd be interested in watching that kind of thing are coming. At the beginning, I think because, it's kind of, people maybe see the Bear Grylls thing or musical, or so people have different ideas of what they're expecting, like at the beginning of any Fringe, I guess. So at the beginning there was lots of maybe older people who would kind of clap after the songs, and then the jokes would kind of go maybe straight over their head, and then but slowly, I think the right sort of people for who it's for are coming. Which isn't necessarily younger people. It's just that I don't know, there's some of the drama school references or the more modern stuff. Was it the Ibogu song? That's had like 500 million views on YouTube, but early on, not my version. No, not my version. No, I'm talking about the original. Oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it? No, the original has had that.
You got me there. I was like, oh my good god.
Yeah, no, you should come on my YouTube channel, because let me tell you, no, but the. So the thing I was parodying, I thought everyone in the audience would get that, but early on there were lots of older people who aren't familiar with The Weeknd and his work, which compromised the joke.
But, So if you were going to sum up your show in like 3 words for someone who's thinking of coming to see it but isn't sure, in his last run, what would you say?
So, what did you say earlier? Wacky?
Wacky, definitely wacky.
I guess madcap is also wacky. Is madcap 2 words or with a hyphen? It's
we'll
one word.
No.
One of those 2.
Okay.
Words. Warthog. I would also say. I would say.
Popular word today, isn't
silly.
it? Silly.
Silly.
Yep, silly.
Or is that? And then a third one. But then, would I want to see a silly, energetic show?
It is energetic. You
energetic?
must be so tired at the end of it.
I'm losing quite a lot of weight, yeah, but not in a good way, like in a kind of emaciated way. What have I gone for then?
You've gone wacky / madcap.
Yeah, it's one of those 2.
Silly and energetic.
Okay. Do you find it easier to like talk up other people's shows? Because when I try and like fly it, it's please come. Whereas if I have someone else's, I'm like, a madcap, energetic, frivolous, whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas you feel slightly self-conscious when you're trying to tell someone you're doing a show that's entertaining. You think it is.
I wrote it. It's entertaining.
I wrote it.
It's pretty funny.
But you don't know whether they will think that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But ending on an upsell. Let's go back to the fact it's really great.
Yeah, it's right. Yeah. Come on. Yes, energetic. Lots of music, lots of singing, loads of jokes actually.
Yeah.
Too many jokes, arguably. Just the right amount of jokes, and hopefully a lot of fun.
Brilliant. Where can we find you? Where can people come watch you?
Bedlam Theatre, 8 o'clock.
Wonderful. Is there anything else you wanted to say?
I would say also do check out Good Bear after another dugout show. We have a show called Swan Song at the Courtyard, which is our other dugout show, which is a lot of fun. So if you want to do the dugout triple threat. Are we calling it the triple threat?
Yeah,
or the triple
call it
bill?
triple threat.
The triple threat, then that would be great.
So you didn't get my word.
Oh my God!
I said it twice.
Did you?
I said it twice.
Oh!
I actually used your game at the beginning to get mine in.
Okay.
Should I tell you?
Yeah, go on then.
Veranda.
Didn't even hear it.
Yeah.
Didn't even hear that.
I whacked it in, and then you were like, I could say warthog, and I was like, I could say veranda.
Didn't even hear it. Didn't even hear you say that. Saw that coming a long way off.
I completely used you. Thank you so much for
You're
coming to
so
talk to us.
welcome. Thank you very much for talking to me.